far more than what he was able to achieve. Great energy and stamina. The best situation occurs when older leaders mentor upcoming ones. Bridging this gap involves intergenerational transfer, not conflict. 10. Diverse perspectives. Yes, it's true that youths are innovating and are changing the world today, but we must understand that as the old saying goes, what a child can see standing, an elder can see sitting. We must have this in mind and be able to understand that there is time for everything. The honest truth is, there are no shortcuts. The emphasis isn't on age, but on competence. Remember, energy without experience creates reckless opportunities. Today, we should choose a leader based on character and have a statesman building the future. Thank you.
2 minutes and 38 seconds there for the rebuttal statement that are coming from the opposers of the motion, Pleroma International. We will now hear from the supporters of this motion and their rebuttal statements. Stay tuned.
This is I Beg to Differ. The conversation continues in a moment.
Welcome back to I Beg to Differ, the finals. My name is Jude Omamegbe. We switch over now to Venocrest schools this morning and their rebuttal statements. We'll put the microphone up once again. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, all right. So you know the rules, right? And I like to be very clear. You can see the timer. I'm resetting back to zeros, right?
Yes.
During your 3 minutes allocated to you, you can pause, catch your breath, and whatnot. However, the clock would not be stopped. Now, if for any reason you are unable to finish your points during the 3 minutes, you will get to hear this particular sound. This is indicative that your time has elapsed. However, the point you were making at the point of that sound coming on will be permitted. No further points will be taken. Is this clear, please?
Yes, sir.
All right. So 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
My opponents made statements like leadership is about capacity. The energy without exercise creates reckless opportunities, experience, youthful exuberance, civil war, legal door is open, and so on. I wish to report all points in no particular order. 1. My opponents, Cherish and Irene. May I remind you that this debate is not just about statements, but about hard facts. And let's meet toe to toe in the crucible of facts. 1. My opponents have made a case for older persons in leadership in the argument that older persons bring experience. However, older persons are more likely to be resistant to change, lacking vigor as a result of reduced energy or adaptability. While experience is valuable, innovation and adaptability are far more important. 2. On the issue of integrity being dependent, existing research, leadership studies, and statistical reasoning all show that cognitive flexibility declines slightly with age, making younger leaders more open to experimentation and calculative risk-taking, which often drives innovation. 3. My opponents missed the mark for advanced democracies. My opponent missed the mark by using advanced democracies to prove a flawed argument. However, even in the U.S., intensive scrutiny about political spectrum about former President Joe Biden's age and health led him to withdraw his candidacy. And even the age of Donald Trump is still an issue of national discourse, particularly in relation to voter preferences for younger leaders. 4. My opponents have played the issue of digital literacy because younger leaders are more likely to adopt new technologies quickly. According to a study, the Harvard Business Review and the research from the Journal of Business Venturing, this is often due to higher cognitive flexibility, greater risk tolerance, and digital adaptability. 5. Yes, no doubt that there are older leaders who are doing well in leadership. However, Theodore Roosevelt, J.F. Kennedy, and Bill Clinton, these are the names of 3 of America's most respected leaders. And guess what? They all became presidents below the age of 47. 6. On the issue of youthful exuberance, I put it to you, my opponents, that youthful exuberance can be mentored by experience. 7. The statement energy without exercise creates reckless opportunities. Radical change can be channeled constructively because overcautious governance can stall development. Modern day crises like cybersecurity, climate change, and digital misinformation require adaptive leadership that correlates to the generational exposure to rapid change. Because over this state, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 2 minutes and 58 seconds there. That's what's taking for us to get to hear the rebuttal statement from Venocrest. We'll take another breather, and when we come back, the closing argument is getting tight. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, be reminded, the judges who are listening are not in the same room. They are different parts of this area and this building, and so their points are not in collusion. Each one is going to be sent to us here in the studio separately, and then they will be collated. I know the arguments I'm seeing online obviously favoring one over the other, but that is not the question. The question isn't who is right or wrong. The question is who is able to deliver their points in the most appropriate manner. We'll be back right after this. Stay tuned.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
Welcome back, 91.3 Nigeria Info. Time for us to get to the closing arguments this morning, and we'll go to the supporter of the motion, Venocrest Schools. The microphone is still up for them. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
All right. Okay. So you know the drill. Closing argument. 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
Think of Pharaoh Akhenaten and Tutankhamun of Egypt. Think of Josiah of Judah. Think of Alexander of Macedonia. These men as youths have all shown that youthfulness is an asset and not a barrier in leadership. Remember Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, who became civil rights leaders in their 30s. Remember 29-year-old Maita Masule as a member of the Nigerian Parliament in the year 1960. Remember 26-year-old Ken Saro-Wiwa as the Commissioner for Education in Rivers State in the year 1968. Remember Donald Duke, who became a governor at the age of 37. Remember Rotimi Amaechi, who became the Speaker for the Rivers State House of Assembly at the age of 34 in the year 1999. Indeed, younger leaders are less likely to resist change and are more open to experimentation and calculated risk-taking. With higher cognitive capacity and greater risk tolerance, younger leaders understand emerging trends that can help their community adapt and thrive in a rapidly changing world. Their landmark achievements are well known. Their proximity in age to the younger generation allow them to connect authentically, inspire participation, and mobilize peers in ways that are relatable and empowering. Countries like Finland and New Zealand have had relatively young prime ministers who governed effectively, showing that leadership is not age specific. For developing nations, especially youthful ones like Nigeria, generational renewal can be a strategic advantage rather than a risk. As Barack Obama puts it, and I quote, "The future belongs to younger people with education and an imagination to create." The issue is not whether older persons should leave the political seat, but whether they can step aside for a bit and let the youth do their job. Nigeria has a large population of youths. They cannot just be spectators and watch the elders run the political race every single day. Diane, Sarimiye, Tamarapreye, and MaryJane, Clifford, Oluwatoyosi, representing Venocrest School in Port Harcourt. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 2 minutes and 15 seconds there for the closing arguments. We'll be back right after this with the closing arguments for Pleroma International High School.
I beg to differ. Going back.
And indeed, we are back. This time around, we're switching over to the opposers of the motion and their closing argument. Pleroma International High, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
All right. 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
Honorable judges, we have traveled a long road together today, from the scripture to history to our own time. But this debate is bigger than politics, because leadership is everywhere, in government, business, education, religion, economic and social life of a nation. So, when we say Nigeria needs leaders, we must ask, do we need leaders because they are young or leaders because they are capable? Let me be clear about what we are not saying. We are not saying that young people should not participate. We are not saying that youth lack value, but we are saying that leadership should be based on merits and not demographics. Age alone is a dangerous criterion. Let me tell you what Nigeria actually needs. Nigeria needs leaders with integrity, because a corrupt 35-year-old is more dangerous than a corrupt 65-year-old having decades longer to entrench misdeed. Nigeria needs leaders with competence, because ILO reports that youth unemployment has risen to 6.5% despite improved national rates. Nigeria needs intergenerational collaboration, where the energy of the youth is guided by the wisdom of the age, and the wisdom of the age is inspired by the energy of the youth. The motion says Nigeria needs younger leaders, but we say Nigeria needs better leaders of every generation, working together, guided by wisdom, energized by youth, united by purpose. The motion says replace the faces. We say reform the system. As the CEO of Transparency International declared, the world needs accountable leaders and independent institutions to protect the public interest more than ever. Strengthen institutions, build capacity, let leaders of any age who reach the standard step forward. Let me leave you with this. Young people who will transform Nigeria are not those who demand power as entitlements, but they are those who earn it through service, through building, through learning from those who have gone before. Distinguished judges, do not be seduced by the simplicity of this motion. Do not believe that changing birthdays will change outcomes. Do not believe that fresh faces will mean fresh thinking. Look instead to the difficult work of building a Nigeria that works for everyone, young and old, north and south, every tribe and every tongue. That work does not require younger leaders. That work requires wiser leaders. It requires more competent leaders. It requires leaders with integrity, regardless of age. It requires all of us working together for the betterment of our nation. For these reasons, I beg to differ. Thank you.
2 minutes and 41 seconds there with that closing argument. And now comes the difficult bit. Ifechukwu Moeli is coming through with his observation during that round. And after that, we get to hear the final words and the final comments, the scores coming through from the judges. Stay tuned.
Hey, teens! Here, you! Are you into sports like football, basketball, boxing, wrestling? Or maybe you love talking, entertainment, trending topics, or just presenting with style? If you've got the voice, the confidence, and the vibe, this is your moment. Welcome to the Kids FM Multiverse, calling all our big boys and big girls. Here's how to join us. Record a 1-minute demo of you presenting sports, entertainment, or a general presentation your way. Then send it to kidsfmdemos@gmail.com. That is kidsfmdemos@gmail.com. No dull energy, no holding back. Just bring your best shot. Kids FM, your family fun radio.
All right, welcome back. Thank you once again for joining us. I know some of you have been following our sister station, Kids FM, looking at the behind-the-scenes stories, the interviews that we've had, the content throughout the course of the debate. And a big shout-out to all those who have taken their time and their efforts to make this a success. Now, to the most difficult job in the building, Ifechukwu Moeli. Ifechukwu, we're going to give you just about 2.5 minutes to get this done.
2.5 minutes.
Time.
All right. Congratulations to both of you. Whoever wins, you guys did absolutely well. And I love the presentation today. All right. So let's quickly get down to brass tacks. Let me start with Venocrest. So Venocrest, the pronunciation is total. Oh, Venocrest. Okay. The pronunciation is total, not total. Population. Then